Next, we're going to hear about how the African economy is developing at a rapid pace. Sally Sawaya is a businesswoman from Kenya who's made the successful move from subsistence farming to actually exporting gourmet products. We'll hear from her in a moment. But first, our reporter Aisling Riordan went out with Sally yesterday as she met potential Irish importers.
Hello, Joe. I'd like to introduce you to Sally here. Sally's come from Kenya today.
How are you?
Yeah.
Fine, very fine, thank you.
Hoping a nice trip to Ireland and
Yes,
see
we
your
did.
product.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
A simple introduction that can make all the difference. Sally is a farmer and now a businesswoman from Kenya. She's been brought over to Ireland by an Irish and UK fair trade charity to pitch her luxury jams and teas to Irish retailers.
We went to Kenya looking for good quality products that also have strong social benefit, and Meru Herbs are a really strong example of that. A community-led group of farmers who've moved up from subsistence into cash crop, and from cash crop on up into processed product that they now sell to several countries around the world. Gourmet quality, really good product and really strong social benefit. Controlled and owned by the farmers, the women farmers who are members of that co-op.
Sally's business is different to fair trade because it's not just the raw material that leaves the country. It's the final product ready to be sold. So is there a market for something like this?
All our customers are looking for something new and different, and that's the kind of store we have. So we first of all love bringing new things to our customers, and in turn they're willing to try all these new products around in the store.
Sally leaves Ireland on Friday after a week of meetings and hopes these conversations will turn into buyers. And who knows, it might not be long before we see her jams and teas on the shelves. So keep your eyes peeled.
That was Aisling reporting. Well, Sally's with us now in the studio. You brought some of your jams and tea products, Sally. Can you just explain to me about subsistence farming? Where were you at before you had this success?
Okay, I come from a very semi-arid area in Kenya. That's about 250 kilometers from the capital city, Nairobi. And it's a place that for the longest time we had to rely on rivers, on the river water, and women had to go and fetch water. So how it began with a project, with a water project in collaboration between the Italian government and the Kenyan government. And the main aim was to pipe water right into the homes. So when we managed to do that, we decided, okay, so why don't we use this water for irrigation? And that helped to improve the food security. We're able to grow much more. And we were not relying on rain-fed agriculture. So now from this, we decided, okay, now we have the water, we're growing food to feed our families. How about we look for something that can be able to generate income for us? And that's how the herbs came to be. And we started growing herbal tea, mainly hibiscus, chamomile and lemongrass, which we have successfully been able to...
You just leave that there because we can see it, yeah, that's okay.
Which we have been able to grow and not only just send it out as a bulk product, we've been able to pack it, add value and be able to export it to the world. Currently we're exporting to Italy and Japan. And then
so how do you get from the situation where you're scraping a living on the land to actually providing what looks like a very good product there?
So when we decided to grow these herbs, we organized ourselves in a farmers group. And in the beginning, we used to grow it and just pack it in big bags and send it as bulk. But we got a kind of a grant just to start us from the beginning, and we were able to buy a packing machine. And with it came packing of tea bags. And now instead of just sending the bulk, we were able now to make it into tea bags, into a finished product, adding value, employing more people, and sending it to the export
And now
market.
you're exporting it to at least 4 countries. Can I just hold you there for 1 second? Because the head of the World Trade Organization, Paschal, Lamy, is in Ireland at the moment. And he's been talking to us, and he had some interesting forecasts on the potential of economic growth in Africa in the coming years. We'll just take a listen to what he told Sean Whelan.
Half of the world economy now is with developed countries, half of the world economy with developing countries today. 10 or 20 years from now, developing countries will be a much larger part of the world economy than developed countries. And the part of developing countries that grows fastest for the moment, on average, is Africa. Africa, a few years from now, will be as big a population as China today. And this is on the doorstep of Europe. It's not hundreds of miles away. It's on the doorsteps of Europe. Europe has a sort of China, which it doesn't know, 5 kilometers from the southern border of Europe. Now, like all these big transformations, it can be seen as a good thing or a bad thing, but it is a huge potential for the European economy. And of course, whether Africa develops more or less rapidly will have enormous consequences on Europe, let's say 10, 20, 30 years from now.
Well, Sally, what do you make of that? Are we going to be seeing more and more of your type of product on our shelves?
Yes, you will. And the tradition, long before Africa used to send raw materials, it was kind of the norm. You send raw materials, it's manufactured, then it's sent back to you as a finished product. But now we have awakened, and I think more and more countries in Africa are learning how to add value and then send a product that is finished and that can compete in the international market as well.
Well, Sally, the best of luck with it all, and thanks very much for coming into us on Morning Edition.
Thank you very much.